My name is Pam Toole. I am the owner of the Southtown Salt Cave and Spa. The Salt Cave is a room that's a man-made room, and the idea is to mimic the microclimates of the actual salt mines in Europe. So what we've done is imported 20,000 pounds of salt in from Poland. The walls are coated with salt, big rocks. You walk on 3 to 4 inches of salt. And then additionally, we have the magic, which is the halo generator, and we infuse salt into the air. I, 2 years ago, was taking 2 different medications regularly, daily for my asthma, and then I also had a PRN medication, as needed medication. And currently, after getting involved with salt and the Salt Cave, I take nothing daily and rarely need to take a relief inhaler. We do have a gentleman that comes here. He's 87 years old. He has arthritis in his hands, and he comes and uses the heated salt stones that we have. This older gentleman was coming once a week for about 4 weeks. Even in that short time, probably after the second time he was here, he could tell the difference in the inflammation in his hands. By the 4th week, he could really feel the difference in his dexterity, and now he comes every other week or every 3rd week. He comes recently and he's like, look at the dexterity in my hands. So it's helping to relieve the pain that he's feeling and the inflammation from the arthritis. I tell people that the Salt Cave is like a salt lamp on steroids. So being in the Salt Cave is like you ever go to the ocean and you feel really fantastic and euphoric almost sometimes. So being in our Salt Cave for 45 minutes is like 4 to 5 days at the ocean. A lot of that is the negative ions that are produced. And these negative ions are the good guys. It's actually the positive ions that are produced in our everyday things, from TVs, from cell phones and microwaves. Positive ions are pollution, and these negative ions sweep in and they neutralize those positive ions. We don't have any shoes in the cave, so we do, they change out of their shoes. You can go in and we tell people you can go barefoot if you like, socks, or we have booties that you can put on your feet. Once in there, there's 0 gravity reclining chairs. We do have blankets for each chair. The cave is kept cool, about mid-60 degrees. And then once in there, we tell people what to expect. They can sit back and relax. We ask that there's no talking and no cell phone use. It's a real time for people to disconnect, to sit back, to meditate, close their eyes, nap. We have a lot of nappers. We have 2 water features in there, so that's the background noise that they're listening to, is the sound of the water in the back. Once we close the door, we don't go back in. It keeps the room airtight, and being on its own air filtration system, it keeps that salt that we're infusing into the air, keeps that present and floating. So after 45 minutes, we open the door and wake people up and let them know they're ready to come out. The idea that when somebody comes in, and I think right off the bat, because often people have read or they're familiar with that I'm a registered nurse, and my husband actually is as well. So they have a comfort level in talking to us about different things. So really, people are seeking opportunities or other options to help with their diseases. And we can speak knowledgeably about those things. They trust, it gives us credibility. They trust that we can help them, or at least that we can explain how it will affect their body. I think that being here has been hugely positive for myself, because I see people being helped.